Hey guys, Curtis Alexander. In this video, what I want to talk about is thyroid problems. And in particular, I had a good question, which was basically someone was taking Synthroid, which is levothyroxine, which is a thyroid hormone. And their problem was they went back to the doctor, got their labs drawn, their TSH was normal. And I'll get into what all this stuff means, but TSH was normal. And she's like, I still don't feel good. I have cold extremities. I'm cold all the time. I'm still losing my hair. I'm still gaining weight. What is going on? So in this video, I want to help you understand, first of all, we'll do a quick biochemistry lesson, just kind of what's going on in your body. Secondly, towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, one of which is something you can go back to your doctor and ask, see if they can help you with. And secondly is something that you want to consider from a natural diet perspective that helped me a lot. So first, let's just hop into the biochemistry. Again, I'm going to keep this really simple. So what happens in your brain is your brain will sense when your thyroid hormones are going low, and it will essentially release thyroid stimulating hormone, so TSH, which tells your thyroid, kick out more thyroid hormone. And when your thyroid does that, it's going to kick out mainly T4. There is a little bit of T3 that's kicked out. I'm going to write that small just because there's not a lot from the thyroid. Okay, so your thyroid is now putting out a lot more T4. Now what we want to see happen in your body, and this is really where the problem exists, is that we want to see more of this T3 because that's really the active form. But for that to happen, again, the thyroid doesn't put out a lot of T3. It does put out a lot of T4. So basically our problem is we want our body to naturally convert T4 to T3. And therein lies the first part of the problem. Most people who have a low thyroid don't do a very good job of this. They struggle a lot with this. So backing up, usually your doctor will draw your labs and see that, okay, you have a high TSH. Your brain is telling your thyroid to put out more thyroid hormone because you don't have enough. So a high TSH means they want to put you on a thyroid medication. In this particular person's case, they were on Synthroid. Synthroid is a very common, also goes by levothyroxine, very common thyroid medication, and it is entirely T4. Okay, so far so good, but in her case, she still has thyroid symptoms. So what's going on? She is not converting that T4 to T3, the active form. Well, where does most of that conversion happen? Primarily in the liver. Why would that not be occurring? It could be for a number of different reasons. I'm going to get to that in a sec. But so now that you understand there's a T3 problem, how can your doctor help you? Well, a couple of ways. I would recommend in this person's case that they go back to their doctor and ask to have Cytomel added on. So Cytomel is T3. That's the active form. The other option you have with your doctor is to go in and ask for Armour thyroid. There's different types of this, but Armour's the most common, just kind of nomenclature. And the reason you can ask for that is it is a mixture of T4 and T3. So you have some options. I think in people with a low thyroid, I don't think it's a good idea just to be on T4 because, again, most people who have low thyroid have something else going on where they're not able to convert it. So it's like giving them all this, they have a fireplace going and putting all this wood in it, all this fuel, but they've got no ignition source. They've got no fire actually going on. We need to help them create a fire. And in absence of their body being able to do it, one of the first things we can do is give them some T3 to help them start feeling better. Now, what is one of the things you can do naturally to help your body convert T4 to T3? There's a number of them, but the one that was probably most prevalent in my case is that I had spent 15 years being ultra low carb. Anything, I got to the point where I was doing carnivore and all that stuff. And my point isn't it to get in a big argument about diets. But anytime you go to an extreme on a diet, you run the risk of introducing problems. And in my problem, I wasn't sleeping well. I was cold all the time, and I had these prototypical low thyroid symptoms. So what helped me was reintroducing some carbs. Again, whenever you mention diet, people get all crazy about it. But what I'm telling you is, for your liver to function optimally, it's ideally operates with glucose. And you may be like me. When you begin to add in carbohydrates, your liver will function better. It's just the biochemistry of the whole situation. So that was one of the things that helped me. So if you're in this situation where you're taking Synthroid, you're not feeling well, but your labs say you should, talk to your doctor about adding in T3. And if you're doing any sort of crazy diet, maybe think about going a little more towards the center on that. So I'll talk more about some of these other things, including the dietary stuff, as we go along. But hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Some of the videos, you know, they get more and more comments. It's tough for me to answer them all. Please subscribe, and also go to my website. If you join my email list, get the free report there in the 7-day course. I just walk you through some of these natural things that you can do if you're on medications and you're looking for other options that you can do to feel better. I cover a lot of those things. So at any rate, hope the video was helpful, and until the next one, we'll see you. Thanks.